Hi, my name is Marsha. I was listening to the news and they were talking about how should you act at work in regards to crying. Should you cry? Should you not cry? If you do cry, how should you cry? And when I was listening to it, I was thinking, first of all, how ridiculous they sounded. Let me just give you my advice. If you want to cry at work, if you're stressed and you happen to cry, you happen to cry. The problem with society nowadays is that everybody thinks there's a certain way to do something, and there really isn't. In any situation, I suggest that we just be ourselves. Because when we worry about whether there's a right or wrong, how should I cry, should I not cry, that in itself causes a lot of stress. In any situation, why don't you just be yourself? If you happen to cry, you happen to cry. Maybe you needed to cry. It's very important to express our emotions. And when we don't do that, or we think there's a certain way to act, then we use so much of our energy to worry about the right thing to do as opposed to just being ourselves. When we really just be ourselves, we really learn to live in a life of freedom. This is how I am, this is how I feel, and this is what I'm going to do. And when we have that inner peace and strength, then we live with freedom and we learn to love ourselves for who we are and not worrying about whether people think we're doing something right or wrong or good or bad. So my advice is just be who you are. Doesn't matter if you cry, whether you don't cry. We all brought up differently. We all have different ways to live. And nobody is as great and unique as you are. So just remember that. You are who you are and just be who you are in any situation. That's my advice for today. Have an awesome day, and it was nice chatting with you.